Hello students, good morning everyone. Today's our 8th class science topic is about cellular level of organization. In this chapter we mainly discuss about the cell structures. First, cell and microscopy. After that, cell structure and the cell organelles. We will discuss these parts in details one by one. First we will discuss about the cell and the microscopy. In cell and microscopy, first cell theory, first discovery of cell. First discovery of cell. Cell was discovered by the Robert Hooke, and after that cell theory, it was proposed for the first time by the German botanist Schleiden and British zoologist Schwann. Cell theory is proposed by two scientists, that is Schleiden and Schwann. After that, what are the outcomes of this cell theory includes? Mainly, a cell is the basic unit of life, and cells are present in all organelles, all organism. After that, microscopy. Microscope are the instruments which are used to study the finer details of the small objects including cells and tissues. Cells and tissues are very small in size, so they are studied with the help of the microscope. Okay. Microscope has more than one lens. That is, in microscopy, the sample to be viewed is first stained with a dye and then viewed under the microscope. Okay. The microscope has many parts, that is eyepiece, body tube, arm, coarse adjustment, fine adjustment, nose piece, objective lens, specimen and slide, stage clips, aperture, illumination, iris, diaphragm, condenser, base. These are the many parts of the microscope. When we observe a microscope, then the main function of in microscope is the eyepiece and the objective lens. With the help of the eyepiece, we look at the cells or tissues which are placed on the slides and observed with the help of the objective lens. In this way, our microscope works and the size of the cells and tissues are become some large. After that, cell size. The size of the cell vary from very small cells of bacteria to very large egg cell of ostrich. Largest cell, egg of ostrich. Smallest cell, bacteria. Smallest cell. After that, cell shape. Cell shows variability with respect to their shape and size. In multicellular organism, that is flattened shape, discoidal shape, spherical shape, elongated shape, spindle shape. These are some shapes which we discuss with the help of the microscope. After that, types of the cell. Mainly, on the basis of organization, cells are two types. On the basis of organization, that is, first is the prokaryotes. First one is the prokaryotes and second one is the eukaryotes. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes include the most primitive organism such as bacteria and blue-green algae. Bacteria and blue-green algae are the prokaryotes. These organisms lack a nuclear membrane around their genetic material. Lack nuclear membrane. Lack nuclear membrane. After that, hence they are called prokaryotic cells. And the genetic material lies in direct contact with the cytoplasm is called nucleode. Genetic material which lies in direct contact with the cytoplasm is called nucleode. Prokaryotes also do not contain membrane-bound organelles in the cytoplasm. Ribosomes are, however, present. After that, next one is about the eukaryotes. Eukaryotes may be unicellular or multicellular. Eukaryotes may be unicellular or multicellular. For example, fungi, plants and animals, etc. Fungi, plant, animals, all are eukaryotes and eukaryotic cells. After that, types of organism on the basis of number of cells. Number of cells, that is unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means they contain only single cell, one cell. They contain many number of cells. Amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, these are the unicellular organism. Amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, etc. And in multicellular organisms, fungi, plants and animals. Multicellular organisms, fungi, plant and animals. They contain this type of organisms. The branch of biology that deals with the study of cell and cell organelles is known as the cell biology or cytology. Is known as the cell biology or cytology, in which we study about the cells. Okay. After that, next is about the cell structure. In cell structure, here generally we discuss about the plant cell and animal cell. In cell structure, we discuss about the plant cell and the animal cells. In cell structure, we mainly deal with the cell wall, cell membrane, protoplasm, nucleus and the cytoplasm. First, about the cell wall. Cell wall is the outermost covering of the plant cell. Cell wall is the outermost covering of the plant cell. In animal cell, this cell wall is absent. Absence of a cell wall means there is no cell wall present in case of animal cells. Cell wall is rigid, strong, thick and porous. It is made up of the cellulose. This cell wall is made up of the cellulose material. It maintains the shape of the cell. It protects the cell from the injury. Also prevents their desiccation. Being freely permeable, it allows the material to pass in and outside. Cell wall allows the material to pass in and out of the cell. After that, next is the cell membrane. Next is about cell membrane. Cell membrane is also present in case of a animal cell. In case of animal cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell. Cell membrane is also called as the plasma membrane. It is also called plasma membrane. It is found in both plant as well as animal cell. It is the outermost covering of a cell in case of animals, and second outermost or inside the cell wall it is present in case of a plant cell. It is made up of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. Cell membrane is made up of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. It allows or permits the entry and exit of the some materials. Okay. Now in this cell membrane, permeability of membrane. Permeability means it allows the materials to pass the substances through this membrane. In this case, many types of membrane are present, that is impermeable, that does not allow, impermeable membrane that does not allow substance to pass through it, permeable membrane that allows substance pass through it. After that, semi-permeable membrane that allow only solvent molecules. Semi-permeable membrane allows only solvent molecules to pass through but prevents the passage of solute particles. After that, membrane transport and membrane forms physical boundaries between organelle and cytoplasm and between the cell and the extracellular fluids. After that, passive transport. Passive transport. In case of passive transport, movement of the substances through membrane without the expenditure of energy takes place. It occurs through the diffusion process and osmosis process. In some cases, osmosis process take place, and in some cases, diffusion process take place in case of the passive transport. Diffusion means movement of a substance from a region of a high concentration to low concentration. High concentration to low concentration. There is a movement of substances takes place in case of a diffusion. Some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by the process of diffusion. Okay. After that, osmosis, the movement of solvent molecules through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. The movement of the solvent molecules through a semi-permeable membrane SPM is known as the osmosis process. In case of osmosis process, there are three types of solution, that is isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. Isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic. Isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic solution. When concentration of solutes on both sides of the cell membrane same, then it is known as the isotonic solution. In isotonic solution, concentration of the solute on both sides of the cell membrane same. Okay. But in case of a hypertonic solution, the concentration of the solute in solution is higher. In case of a hypertonic solution, the concentration of a solute is higher. Concentration of solute is higher in case of a hypertonic solution than intracellular fluid. But in case of hypotonic solution, the concentration of solute in solution is low. Concentration of solute in solution is low. Okay. After that, types of osmosis. There are further two types of osmosis, that is endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Endoosmosis and exoosmosis. In case of endoosmosis and exoosmosis, when cells are placed in a hypotonic solution, in case of endoosmosis process, when cells are placed in hypotonic solution, then there is a flow of water into the cell takes place. And in case of exoosmosis process, when cells are placed in hypertonic solution, in case of endoosmosis, cells are placed in hypotonic solution, but in place of exoosmosis, cells are placed in hypertonic solution. Okay. After that, this is all about the passive transport. Okay. After that, now active transport. After that, active transport. The cells also obtain nutrition from its environment. Different molecules move in and out of the cell against concentration gradient. It requires energy and the complete process is active transport. In case of active transport, there is a requirement of energy, that is ATP molecules are required. Okay. After that, next about protoplasm. Next in cell structure, protoplasm. The living substance of which the cell is made is called the protoplasm. The living substance of which cell is made means protoplasm is the living part of the cell from which cell is made up. Protoplasm is the physical basis of life. Is differentiated into two regions, that is nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. Protoplasm is nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. Nucleoplasm is the protoplasm of the nucleus and cytoplasm is the extranuclear part of the protoplasm. Let us consider this is the protoplasm. This is differentiated into two regions, means we divide it into two parts, that is nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. One is the nucleoplasm and another is the cytoplasm. Nucleoplasm, protoplasm of a nucleus. Nucleoplasm is the protoplasm of the nucleus and remaining part is the cytoplasm, means extranuclear protoplasm. This is the extranuclear part and this is the nuclear part because it contains nucleus and it is the extranuclear part. Okay, after that we study about the nucleus. We study about the nucleus. Nucleus is the most important cell organelles which control all the activities of the life. Nucleus control all the activities of the life. It is called the headquarter of the cell and it was discovered by Robert Brown. Nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. In eukaryotes, a well-defined nucleus is present, but in prokaryotes, well-defined nucleus is absent. After that, nucleus consists of the following components. That is, first one is the nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope. Nucleus is bounded by two nuclear membranes together, referred known as the nuclear envelope. Second one is the nuclear sap. It is a clear, non-staining fluid material present in the nucleus. Nuclear sap. It is a nuclear sap is clear and non-staining fluid material which is present in the nucleus. After that, chromatin material. Chromatin material. Chromatin material occurs in a non-dividing nucleus as a fine filaments. Chromatin material is a fine filaments which is a non-dividing nucleus. After that, nucleolus. Fourth one part is the nucleolus. Nucleolus, generally one or more rounded bodies called nuclei are present in the nucleoplasm. It is rich in RNAs and protein. Nucleolus mainly contain many RNAs and protein. And last one is the nuclear matrix. Fifth part is nuclear matrix. Nuclear matrix is a network of fine crisscrossing. Nuclear matrix is a fine crisscrossing protein containing fibers which are joined to nuclear envelope. Nucleus performs many functions, means it controls all the activities of the life cell. It brings about growth of the cell. It takes part in the formation of the ribosomes. Also, genes, which are the inheritance unit of a cell, are present in the nucleus. Genetic materials. After that, last part is about the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the site of the biosynthetic and catabolic pathways. Biosynthetic and catabolic pathways. It can be divided into cytosol. Its part is cytosol. In cytosol, aqueous soluble part contain various fibrous proteins forming cytoskeleton. Cytosol has many functions. It is performed by metabolic process of the cell. It distributes the cell nutrients, metabolites, enzymes, etc. in the cell. This is all about the cytosol, which contain about in the cytoplasm. Okay students, this is up to cell structure. In next class we will discuss about the cell organelles. Thank you.